Welcome to Monday ReTsene with Well Life Inc., your mental health and wellness hub. This month we have been talking about grief and loss. And today, as much as a lot of other speakers that have come before me have spoken about the coping mechanisms or strategies in which you can be able to walk the journey of the losing someone or something, I am just going to normalize the feelings that you have with you today. I've heard from a number of clients where they say, will this ever end? Will things become normal again? I don't think things can become normal again. I don't think things can be better. I think you can learn ways to cope with your loss a little bit better. Through the coping strategies that my colleagues have spoken about, you can use them to feel like you are able to do everyday life. And I know sometimes when we speak about grief and loss, sometimes we think that it is just a loss of a loved one or a loss of someone. It can be a loss of something as well. But when it comes to the initial stages of grief, which is mourning, give yourself that time. If you need to be away from people, if you also need to tell people that, you need that time away from them, being off, yes, people will offer their sympathy, they will offer their condolences, but different people grieve differently. And for those who are supporting people that are grieving, also check in with them. Is it okay if I visit you? Is it okay that we are on a call for a number of minutes? Or what do you need from me? And I think sometimes that is the best, where you can just ask a person, what do you need from me, instead of assuming that maybe they need for you to be talking all the time. Yes, other people need the distraction and the noise around them so that they can distract themselves from what they're feeling. But that is just delaying the process of grief. It's not necessarily taking it away, because then you are just distracted. You are busy with work, you are busy with the everyday things, but the emotions of sadness and missing the loved one is still there. So you need to just take time and realize that that is a place where you are and there's nothing you can do about that. I want to just also speak a little bit about losing your job. So most people identify with what they do. So we carry a lot of meaning and attachment with what we can do out there in the world, our prestige, our standing in the society is very closely tied with our careers and our jobs. So if a person if you are in that position where you have lost your jobs through different circumstances, it could be through retrenchment, it could be through moving provinces or moving countries, it could also be through illness. You need to be kind to yourself in saying that, how do I now start to realize that something that meant so much to me is gone? And, not to be hard and say, but it's not the end of the world, or it's not a human being that you have lost. You have lost. Some people have lost houses. Some people have lost their possessions. So it's different things that we have lost along the way. Others have lost ambition and goals and aspirations. And this could be in a form of you wanted to study something, you wanted to become somebody, but because of certain circumstances, you are unable to go there. Maybe there was not enough opportunities for you to go and study, or whatever you wanted to study, it's too unmanageable for you to attain that. You need to also realize that that too can be grieved. It can be mourned through, I did not get to my goals. And that is also okay. When it comes to human beings, other forms of loss is losing relationships, and not through death, but through, drifting away, or even, irreconcilable differences that you have with that person. And that too, it's also okay. I was with a client recently who is currently in a position of losing a relationship with her sister. And it was very difficult for her to actually wrap her head around how come this particular sister is acting the way that she is. And I helped her to identify what is sisterhood. And, yes, right now we can redefine the relationship as somebody who was born by the same mother and the same father. Maybe you shared the same womb and you shared the same breast, but it's not a sisterly relationship. And I encouraged her to go look for sisterly relationship and to look for sisterhood elsewhere. So it can be something like that, where now you start to redefine your life besides this person. So if it is through death, where maybe you lost your husband, you lost your parents, you lost a colleague, you lost a loved one, it could be in a way of, okay, now that life looks this way for me, what are the new traditions that I can start? What are the memories of this person that I can still cherish that will help me to manage and deal with this better? And as I said, a void of somebody who is gone in our lives can never be replaced. That person is irreplaceable. It can never be replaced with alcohol. It can never be replaced with things. It can never be replaced with things that we put ourselves into to try to fill in that void. You need to look into, what did that relationship mean to me? What did that person mean to me? And how do I now move in a place with their absence, but keeping their memories and also forming new traditions and new ways of being? With this, I'm hoping that this Skaftini for the Monday is helpful enough for those who are going through this grieving process, who are mourning, and know that there's no expiry date to grieving. And do not judge yourself and do not compare yourself to the next person. What that person meant to you or what that thing meant to you might not have meant exactly the same to the next person, where you are comparing yourself to say that person was able to get over this quicker than myself. This is your own journey and you need to embrace it as it comes. With that, see you in the next episode. It's me, Ndala-Magoro, signing off.